should pop up soon. Should be good though. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, Akim. Check the mirror.
Yep, let me check.
Yeah, we're now.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Akakadash.
the honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation and much love to Yakim out there pushing out his word and truth and sincerity. And with the brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa, I'm Brother Aj. And we're just going to do a quick video, you know, just laying back in on the video Apostle Ramla did called Dig In. And, you know, pretty much, you know, this is the time to dig in, you know, get that definition real quick, because something came to my mind when I was watching that video, all hands on deck. So let's get that definition here. And this is from, what is it, Merriam? Okay.
It says all hands on deck, objective. It says, or relating to, or being a situation in which every available person is needed or called to assist.
Right. There you go. So, hey, every able-bodied man should be out there assisting this ministry, man. Go read that right there, though.
Okay,
Read it. Yep.
All right, yeah. It says the same thing too. Overwhelmingly, the response I heard is that we need all hands on deck to approach stopping the spread.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So all hands. Let's say all hands. Overwhelmingly, the response. We need all hands on deck. So like, it's time to dig in, man. It's time to do this work. All right. You've been bullshitting around, been watching videos and this and that. Look, it's all hands on deck. When they used to say that, we'll get origins. Type it instead of meaning, put origins, because I believe it goes back to men that were on boats and shit. When they would say, the captain would say all hands on deck. That means everybody got to the top and started doing work. Started doing something. Ain't nobody just sitting around, you know, telling you, oh, good job, you know. Nah, go ahead.
It says the origin of all hands on deck, as shared above. The expression all hands on deck can be a call to all of ship's crew members to gather on the ship's deck immediately. So it's the crews, everybody on the ship get to the deck, near the top of the boat, right? Immediately. And what else it say? It says immediately, and indeed the idiomatic take on the phrase widely used today originated from this use and meaning.
Right, so that's where it comes from, you know, on the ships, you know, they would say, oh, all hands on deck. That means, hey, everybody report and do your job, you know. And that's the time we're at, man. Everybody needs to report and do their jobs, whether it be a prophet of the Lord, a help me, you know, whatever the case may be, a friend of the prophet. You got to do something for the ministry, all right? But specifically talking about teaching, all right, and prophesying, it's all hands on deck. All right, you know that you got guys that know this truth for 5 years, and they just is sitting on their ass, man. That's not gonna get you into the kingdom of heaven, man. That's not gonna. Well, matter of fact, get 2 Peter chapter 1 first. We'll start in there. 2 Peter 1 and 10. Because hey, you ain't got to do it for our sakes or the apostles telling you why. It's because the scriptures tell you to, man. All hands on deck. Google it, all right?
This is a little messed up here. Let me just get it. Okay. You said 2 Peter's, right?
Yeah.
All right. 2 Peter's chapter 1 and verse 10, and it reads, "Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, ye shall never fall."
All right, so it says make your calling and election sure. All right, now's the time to make your calling and election sure. By how? By doing your job. All hands on deck means you do get up to the deck and do your job, man. All right. If you plan on getting the salvation here in America, you want to be one of those men that get a ride up to them chariots. You got to do something. All right. And again, there's just like on a ship. When they say all hands on deck, everybody ain't gonna go do the same job. There's different jobs, of course, but you got to do your job. That's the point, you know. And this is the time we're in, man. You need to do your job, man. And if you don't know what your lot is, then you ain't searching. You ain't digging. You know, you're not examining yourself. What's your strengths? Yeah, because a lot of Jake like to focus on their weakness, you know, or what they fall short in. But what about what you're good at, or what's your strengths are? That's your damn lot, man. Whatever that leads to. All right. Get Matthew 22 and 14 real quick. All right. Because it said, make your calling and election sure. Make your calling and election sure. And you have to put in work for it, man. And this is why.
Matthew 22 and verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen.
There you go, man. So many are called, and the scripture said, make your calling and election sure. So many are called, but few are chosen. So you need to make sure you want to be one of those guys that'll get chosen. You need to leave it all out on the field, so to say. You got to do everything in your power and your might, okay, to make your calling and election sure. All right, get there's a scripture that say when you put your hand to something, do it with all thy might. I think it might be in Ecclesiastes or something like that, or it's a rock, one of those. But you need to put your full abilities to work right now, man. Dig in. Like the apostle said, dig in. Now it's time to dig in and get grounded, you know, because what we're talking about, making your calling and election sure, all hands on deck. What this is rooting you, it's getting you really dug into that foundation, so you're gonna be stable. All right, like taking an example of the 3 little piggies, you know, the big bad wolf. What the first 2 didn't have the proper foundation or the proper structure, but the third one did. Because the building was rooted into the foundation. So this is what making your calling election sure, putting your digging in is gonna get you, man. Stability in these last days, man. Because knowledge, wisdom, and wisdom is gonna be the stability of thy times, man. All right, so you need to be doing these things before it's too late. Go ahead, Dom.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest.
There you go, man. It's gonna be too late when the missiles obliterate you. You ain't gonna be doing the work when the missile hits you or you die of starvation. You need to do it now so you avoid those judgments. Okay, that's the whole point of digging in right now. That's the whole point of all hands on deck. Do your job. The Lord is calling. All right, let me get this real quick. Luke 10 and verse 2. Luke chapter 10, verse 2. Therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Yeah. So the harvest is great. There's a lot of work to be done, but not a lot of workers. You know, a lot of people want to be chiefs, but there ain't enough Indians, as they say. You know, so here it is. Some people want to be on a level, but then they're not even doing the work to get onto the level. Because of course, once you're doing the work, you start growing. You know, it's like a promotion at your job. You don't just become fucking CEO of a company. You apply, you ain't got no experience, you're gonna be the CEO. Nah, man, you gotta start at the bottom and make your way up. That's the same thing with this truth, man. You gotta work on yourself and become greater. You know, a greater person in this ministry. You know, a greater laborer. Okay? It says, pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. That's why, again, all hands on deck. Because who would say that? The captain of the boat, the captain of the ship would say all hands on deck. You and a storm is coming, the waves start getting bad, the captain will say all hands on deck. Because we need to put up the sail, put up, the shit, what's the sail, there's another name for it, but nonetheless, one guy's tugging on the ropes, one guy's climbing all the way to the top. One guy's steering the ship. One guy's throwing things overboard. So there's a lot of things to be done, man. It said that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. We need laborers in this thing, man. All hands on deck again, man. But and those men that are laboring, doing these things, they have to be rooted. They have to be digging in. All right, like let's say, use this as an example. You put in a fence post, right? You put the fence post 3 inches into the ground. Somebody can come over here and just push it off. If you dig that post for the fence, 3 feet in there, that shit, and put some cement, that shit ain't going nowhere. So you had to dig in, man. You got to get rooted. All right, same thing, going back to the foundation. Okay? Go ahead.
This is Luke 8 in verse 15 to point 16. It says, but that on the good ground are they which in honest and good heart, having heard the word, keep it and bring forth fruit with patience. And going into what the brother going into, pretty much growth, And it says honest and of a good heart. Because that's one thing about the truth. Ultimately, is having a clear conscience, man, a good heart, doing it in sincerity and in truth. Verse 16, it says, "No man, when he have lighted a candle, covereth it with the vessel, or put it under a bed, but setteth on a candlestick, that they which enter it may see the light." You know, so you got it.
Go ahead.
Yes, so that light, okay, which is his truth. All right, it's put on the candlestick so that Jake can come into this tower, man. You know, we being on the watchtower, okay, in sincerity and truth, Jake can actually see us. Why? Because we out there on the corners, man. You know,
and that's what we're saying, that all hands on deck, because you know this truth and you're not doing nothing about it. That's hiding the candle. You hiding the light. Or maybe you ashamed of it. That's not what a laborer does, man. A laborer gets his hands dirty. Yeah. He gets out there and does his job. Because what? The harvest is great. The Lord said, bring fruit for meat for repentance, man. You can't do that just by thumbing up videos and edifying lessons. That ain't gonna help nobody, not even yourself. It's about getting down and dirty, so to say. You know, getting your hands dirty. This is a labor. The Lord likened this truth unto a labor. You can't labor with your feet kicked up, sipping lemonade in the shade. You gotta get in there, man. Because again, when you spreading this truth, all right, when you edifying, when you're doing all these things concerning the ministry, you're glorifying the Lord. Okay. So let me get this real quick. This is a Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 43:30. It says, "When you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can, for even yet will he far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary, for you can never go far enough." So again, all hands on deck. You ain't just doing the hat. Like again, a lot of times they would say that all hands on deck is because they were running into something. Something was happening where everybody needs to get up to the deck and do their job. Right? And they're not half-assing it. You know, not all right, well, you know, I'm going to do it, but I don't really want to do it. No, it's, damn it, do it to the best of your ability, put it to the, and it's still not enough. You know, when you, concerning this truth, man, there's still always more you can do. There's still room for improvement on yourself. Okay? Because it's not only just about, oh, I do videos and I go out there on the highways and byways, but you look at you a demon. You know, that it's about, it's a lot that goes into this labor, man. You know, you got to work on yourself. You got to push this word, okay? You got to, live it, this word, okay? And that's still not enough. So you should always be motivated to do more for the Lord. You know, and we're not saying that every day you're going to be the most diligent Israelite on the planet. Don't be ridiculous now. But you should always strive to do more, man. Or try to do more, man. Pray to the Lord that he gives you more knowledge, wisdom, understanding, that he gives you more faith, that he gives you more ability to do or to fulfill your lot. You know, you got something?
Yeah. And if I may add to it, because ultimately it's about maxing out your lot, like the brother going into, man. You want to be the best servant on the ship, yeah. All right, as you can,
at that position that you in, because right. It's like, not to cut you off, but the man that has to climb the staff or whatever where the cells are coming off of, he don't have the same job that the man steering the ship does. There's two completely different jobs, so you don't compare yourself to the next man. You need to focus about your job and maximizing your efforts and maximizing the potential of what you got in your hands. You know, because once you start comparing yourself to other men, that's where you start to decline, man. You don't have that job that the next man has, so don't worry about his job, man. Worry about your job. You know? Go ahead, though.
Hebrews 4:11, it says, "Let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest." It says, and I want to get this word here for you.
You get labor?
Yeah, kind of. That word there, labor, that word there for labor, it's, let me play in the Greek.
Strong's G 4704 Spudazo.
Yeah, it says to hasten, make haste, to exhort oneself, endeavor, give diligence. So going back into that word diligence.
Give diligence to make your calling election sure. Because let's go back to the analogy of all hands on deck. Right. If the captain of the ship see that this nigga is useless, he can't even do his job. guess what happens? You didn't make your calling election sure. They're gonna toss your ass out and get another guy that can do the job. All right, that's being lukewarm. Like, all right, he doing it, but he not really doing it to the best of his ability. Get rid of this nigga. He's useless. Get somebody that's willing to go all out at that position. You know, it's like even sports. Jake understands sports. If you let's say a linebacker, and you let niggas break to you every play, niggas is running past you and this and that. Look, they're gonna take you, put you on the bench, and put somebody else in there. You know, so fulfill your role, man.
I got something else for you.
Yep.
Real quick, Luke 13:24. It says, "Strive to enter in at the straight gate.
Mm-hmm.
For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able." And when you go into this word strive, back the brother up again, it says to contend with adversaries, fight. Mm-hmm. Metaphor, to contend, struggle with difficulties and danger. And that's what this truth is ultimately about. Fight, man. Fight, a good fight of faith. And like the brother said, you're not going to be at 100 every day. But what are you doing in that day? Is you reading? Is you watching videos? Okay. Are you doing a lesson? Are you occupied in it? Are you on the group chats? You watching certain prophecies, man? Because ultimately it's giving an effort towards the ministry, man. That's what this thing is about, man. The edifying of the body till we all come into the perfection of the body, man.
The scriptures tell you, much study is weary of the flesh.
Right.
The scriptures say the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Right.
It's impossible for you to be 100% every day, bro. That's if you saying that, you're a damn liar, man. You living in fucking Sour Patch land. You're not realistic, man. There's gonna be days you down. There's gonna be days you up. That doesn't take away from your lot, though. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's the point. The laborers, they can still gotta work. It don't matter how you feel or what you're going through. You still gotta work. You know, your production might be a little bit down to this day, but then guess what? The next day you pick it up. You pick that slack back up. You know. All right. So that was it on that.
Yeah, that was it. I got something else for you.
Yeah, go ahead, and then we'll close out on Matthew 25.
All right. Right to the point. Romans 12. In verse 4, and it reads, "For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office." There you go. So going into it again, maxing out you and what you. If you're good at exhortation, do exhortation lessons, man. Mm-hmm. That don't mean don't stop the Hebrew or stop, but still, if that's one of your strong points,
your main talent,
maximize that. Do that. If you're good at prophecy, get into the articles. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That don't mean take away from the history, but maximize your office, because there's many members in this body, and the eye can't beat the thumb, man. Exactly. The toenail can't beat the left leg, man. So you have to do what the Lord gave you to do, man, and max that out. That's a talent. Don't hide that, man.
And again, that goes to recognizing your strengths.
Right.
Don't worry about your weaknesses.
Right.
Your weakness is the next man's strength.
That's right, brother. That's right.
Worry about your strength, because that man's strength is gonna be your weakness, but your strength's gonna be his weakness. Right.
If I may back you up too, you don't got Russell Westbrook trying to be LeBron, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's Russell Westbrook for a reason. Now you do compete, okay? You do strive. There is a contend, because we all warriors. We all men of Yahweh Shai. But you don't try to be this guy, man.
It's like going back to the ancient world, going back to the time of King David. There was a man on a battlefield that would blow the trumpet. Mm-hmm. He not over there. He was a warrior. Obviously, they wouldn't have him in the field. But he wasn't, most likely he wasn't the best warrior on the field. That's why he had a trumpet. He wasn't trying to be King David, slay 10,000 men. But he was blowing the hell out of that trumpet, that's for sure. Different formations blowing the so you play your role, man. Every role is significant. Ain't no such thing as an insignificant role in this ministry, man. Everything is needful, man. Just like the brother just read. There's different offices in this ministry, man. And but Shalom Akim, Yahweh Shem Shabbatam. Yeah, we not elders, brother, but yeah, we just fellow laborers, brother. Yeah. But this is Matthew 25 and 14. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey." So it's according to your ability, man. You're gonna get what your ability is. The Lord ain't gonna give, first and foremost, the Lord ain't gonna give you nothing that you can't do or handle. and vice versa. He's not going to give you a little bit to do when you can do more. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get the exact measure that the Lord knows you can do, because that's why he made you first and foremost. He made your spirit. He knows exactly what you can and can't do. So that's not, I can't do it. Well, then that's not your lot. Find your lot, man. If you can't find your lot after a year, 2 years, then you need to do some soul searching, man. All right. Verse 15, it says, 16, then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same. So he was laboring. He was laboring with what he received. Went and traded with the same and made them other 5 talents. So he was making his calling and election sure. Because here it is, the master gave him these things, and he didn't have to tell him to go do nothing with it. He already knew, I need to bring back something, you know, because he entrusted me with this. I need to show him that I brought him more. Because remember, we're gonna get into it, but he didn't keep none to. He got 5, right? The master gave him 5. He got 5 more, and when the master came back, he don't give him 9 and keep one for himself. No, he gave him everything. Right, you know.
Right, because if I may back you up, John 15, I am the true vine. Ye are the branches. He said, you can do nothing without me. So ultimately, it goes back to Yahweh Shai. It's all Yahweh Shemel Shai's, man. You know, for thine are mine and mine are thine. Right. You know.
Verse 17, Matthew 25 and 17. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. That's not laboring. You know this truth, and you just thumbing up videos and shalom, Mac. Keep it up, brother. But what have you done for the truth? Not saying you have to be a teacher or a prophet. That's not everybody's lot. But what are you doing for the Lord? What are you actually doing for the ministry? Are you giving money to the ministry? Did not Paul say, I give you spiritual things, shall not reap your carnal things? There's a lot of people that be on watching the comment boards, and even a lot of people that give double honors to the apostles, right? But don't send them not even a penny. And then again, you not being a teacher or a prophet, what are you doing for the Lord then? Just watching videos? Even giving a cold cup of water is something, you know. But you just chilling at home, you know, in your underwear, eating hot Cheetos on the computer. That's not part of the ministry, bro. I'm sorry to say it, but that's not it. And you really want that to be your qualification to receive salvation? Well, I watch videos. I say shalom. I watch them every day, 18 hours a day. Is that what you want the Lord to judge you on when he returned? Well, he watched videos. He knew he was Israelite, but he didn't do a goddamn thing about it. Just like the man that buried the talent. Let's read it again. Verse 17, verse 18 of 17. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. So he flipped it. It's about flipping it, man. Verse 18, but he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. That's like the brother mentioned earlier about the candle. You can't hide the candle, man. You can't hide the light. Verse 19, after a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I've gained besides them 5 talents more.
Yes, sir.
So he was laboring. He was doing something. He was like, man, you know what? The Lord entrusted me with this.
Right.
I'm going to do something for him. I'm going to bring something more. I'm going to increase his riches. He entrusted me with his riches that he had. I'm going to bring him some more. Verse 19 or 20. And so he that had received 5 talents came, brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Because what? He made his calling and election sure. He labored. He put his go back to that where we said where you put Ecclesiastes, where you put you might, because this is what these first 2 examples did. They put their hand to it, and they did it to the maximum they could do. The man that got 5 talents, he didn't bring back 6 or 7. He brought back 10. He went hard. Okay, go ahead.
Right, and to back you up too, real quick. That's why I was gonna say, let every man show that same diligence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you got to show that same effort, and you like Norris Cole, for example. You know, when he used to play for the Heat with LeBron James. Okay, he wasn't a starter, but when he did start coming off the bench, hey man, he put points on the board, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got to put your point. You got to put your work in too, bro. You know, it's not about us, bro. It's about you working out your own salvation. Keyword is work. You know.
And another thing is the Apostle Ramla was saying that the man that receives 30 talents should be going as hard as the man that gets 100 talents. Why? Because the man that got 100 talents, he's gonna bring back 200 talents. Right. The man that bought 30 talents is gonna bring back 60. So it's the same ratio. Yeah. The man that got 5, he brought 10. The man that got 2 brought 4. He doubled it. Yeah. They both doubled it. They both put in the same effort. Even though one man got more talents than the other, they put in the same effort. Okay.
That's right, bro. Want me to get this real quick for you? Okay.
Can you brother check your cash up? I try sending you money. Oh well, you know, if you send it to that's Esau. You know how Esau do. He fucked up that cash app we had for the camp. But you know, just get a private message and we'll deal with that later. But if you did send it, just nobody received it, so I'm sure you can do something about that. You know, but yeah, we'll get you the cash app, you know, or the PayPal for the elders or whatever. But keep going. Go ahead and read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest.
There you go.
Yep.
So they put the man that received 5 talents and the man that received 2 talents. They put their whole might into it. That's why they doubled it. Both of them doubled it. Okay. So really, they did the same effort. You know. Where was I? Verse 21. Yep, 21. Verse 21. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. So again, you being being faithful over a few things, the Lord's going to reward you to be over many things. Okay. It said, verse 22, he also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. So he gave the same reply to both of them. Going to show you they put in the same effort. That's what Apostle Ramla was getting on, alluding to. Okay. He said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter down to the joy of thy Lord. So why? Because they labored. Right. They put their full might into it. So they both received the same reward, even though they had different measures. They had different talents, but they had the same reward because they both gave it their all. Okay, they were all hands on deck, so to say. Right. Verse 24. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast, that is thine. So this, you know, going back to the scenario with the all hands on deck, he's hiding at the bottom of the boat. You know, he chilling at the bottom while everybody else doing work. So let's see what the outcome of that is. Verse 26 says, His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant. Thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it to him which hath the 10 talents. You know, so that's pretty much it. I'll keep reading. Verse 29, for unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance, but him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So there you go, man. You know this truth. You better do something about it, because unless you want to be part of those that weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. If you don't do your job, if you don't bring something back to the Lord, knowing that He gave you this truth, and you don't bring nothing back to Him, you're useless. You're a wicked and slothful servant, and you get casted into outer darkness, where there's going to be gnashing of teeth, crying, weeping, okay, nuclear destruction. You know, you got something?
Yeah, real quick, I'll back you up. Proverbs 21 and 25, straight to the point. The desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor. You know, so it's the desire of the slothful killing, which pretty much is, like the brother said, is going to be your destruction. And that's going to be your reward. It's not a reward, because the scripture in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, the Lord is going to reward everyone for every good, whether it be good or evil, man. You know, so if you being an evil servant, guess what? A reward of a destruction to you and your family is coming to you, man.
Right.
You know, so that's your reward. Okay.
Kind of the brother, what is it, Joseph Benjamin, how can you send a prayer message? I'm not sure on YouTube, but just go to an old video. Just go to a random old video and just leave a comment, and I'll check it out, and then I'll delete it afterwards. You know, we'll communicate. I'll delete it afterwards. Just go to any random old video, and then you know it'll pop up. And then let's see what hit his precepts. Okay, you got it right here. Okay, well just hit some precepts that correlate what we're going into, and then we'll close out.
This is it's beautiful. This is Revelations chapter 2 and verse 5, and it reads, "Remember them therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent, and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and will remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent." Okay, that's beautiful. And it said, "Remember therefore from thence which thou art fallen," going into what? You gonna have some days where you don't feel the Spirit on you, but it says what? And repent. It says, and do the first work. So what? Remember thy first love, man. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry. You know.
Yeah, because that's going into those churches that John was or really Yahushua was cursing out, man. Because they were saying they were doing this and doing that, but then they were lacking. So that really, this is exhortation unto brothers, man, and men, women, and children. Everybody got a role. You know, if you're a woman, then you know your role. You shut your mouth and learn. All right. If you have a man in this truth, then you know what you need to do. Submit unto him and serve him. Kids, depending how old they are, or children, they play their role as well. But as men, you need to do something. Okay. That was it on that. All right, Con. So, matter of fact, we'll close out on Revelation 3 and 15. All right, because going back to all hands on deck. When all hands on deck was called out, you ain't doing no half-ass job, man. Your ass get tossed over the ship for that. You get kicked out off the boat, so to say, because you're useless. You're not doing your job to the level where it needs to be done at. You're sleeping on the job. You get fired for that. Why don't you go to work and sleep, or do a half-ass job? See, because Jacob do go above and beyond for Esau at the gig, but then when it comes to this truth, you either not doing nothing or you're doing a half-ass job. Well, both of those will get you kicked out, all right, or fired. Go ahead.
This is Revelations 3 and verse 15. "I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth."
Right. I mean, that's self-explanatory. You get spewed out. You either put your whole might into it, whatever it is that the Lord has you set up here for, and if you don't know, then do some soul searching. Recognize what your strengths is, okay, and then do something about it, okay. Don't sit on your ass and don't sit on your hands, man, because that shit gonna get you spewed out. All right. So with that, we're gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to